Welcome to the What Does Science Say channel. Today, we're exploring a really fascinating topic, aging. It's something we often see as inevitable, just written in our genes. But what if science told you that you have way more control than you think? Now, this isn't just some motivational phrase you'd see on a poster. The research actually backs this up. It turns out genetics only account for about 25% of how we age. So, what about the other 75%? Well, that comes down to our lifestyle, our habits, and yeah, even our mindset. So, in this explainer, we're going to build a pyramid of knowledge. We'll start at the very foundation, the cellular biology of aging, and then we'll build upwards with all the pillars you can actually control: your diet, how you protect yourself, your movement, and your mindset. Okay, let's dive into this. To really understand how to look younger on the outside, we've got to go deep inside first. We need to figure out why we age at a microscopic level. And it really all boils down to two key processes. Okay, first up, we have telomeres. The easiest way to think about them: imagine your chromosomes are like shoelaces. Telomeres are those little plastic tips on the ends, right? The ones that keep the laces from fraying. Well, every single time one of your cells divides, that little plastic tip gets just a tiny bit shorter. Over time, as we age, they wear down and our precious genetic information becomes way more vulnerable. And then there's this process called glycation. Now, this one is basically the caramelizing of our cells. It's what happens when excess sugar molecules latch onto proteins like the collagen in your skin and make them all stiff and dysfunctional. This leads directly to things like wrinkles and loss of elasticity. And what's really wild here is that science shows the sugar fructose, the kind you find in tons of processed foods, is about 7 times more damaging than glucose in this process. 7 times. So when you put it all together, our daily choices are kind of like making deposits or withdrawals from our cellular health bank account. You can see it right here, right? Things like chronic stress and poor sleep, those are major withdrawals. But on the flip side, practices like meditation and getting quality rest, those are powerful deposits. So let's talk about how we can make a lot more of those deposits. The first pillar of control starts right on your plate. What you eat is literally either fueling the aging process inside your cells or it's fighting it. So what should you be eating? Here are the top 5 heavy hitters for your cellular health. We're talking fatty fish like salmon, leafy greens and colorful veggies, legumes, nuts, seeds, berries, and even fermented foods like kimchi or yogurt. A great rule of thumb is just to eat the rainbow. All those different colors represent different types of protective compounds, and you want a whole army of them. Now, if those healthy foods are deposits, then sugar is the biggest withdrawal you can possibly make from your youth account. Consuming processed foods, sugary drinks, and all those hidden sugars in sauces and dressings directly accelerates that glycation process we just talked about. And while food should always be your foundation, some targeted supplements are showing some real scientific promise in supporting our cellular machinery as we get older. NMN, for instance, helps fuel the DNA repair process that just gets less efficient over time. Okay, let's move from the inside to the outside. Let's talk about our external defense. Protecting your skin is honestly one of the most impactful things you can possibly do to maintain a youthful appearance. Just look at this number, 90%. That's right, 90% of the visible signs of aging on our skin, we're talking every wrinkle, every fine line, every sunspot, is caused by sun exposure. That is just staggering. It means sun protection isn't some optional little step. It is the closest thing we have to a time machine for our skin, period. And you know what? Your routine doesn't need to have 12 different steps.
Consistency with these 4 pillars is what delivers results. Cleanse gently, treat your skin at night with a retinoid to speed up cell turnover, moisturize to keep it plump, and finally, protect. Apply SPF 30 or higher every single day, no exceptions. And by the way, those retinoids, like tretinoin, they're considered the absolute gold standard for repairing sun damage.
All right, next up on our pyramid, the power of movement. Because youth isn't just about how your skin looks, it's about how your body feels and moves. Think about it. A youthful body is an agile one. The goal isn't necessarily hours of intense exercise every single day. It's more about consistent, gentle, lifelong movement that keeps the body supple, balanced, and strong. Incorporating a whole variety of movements tells your body you're alive and capable. Gentle stretching, low-impact cardio, playful movement like dancing, and this one is crucial, weight training to maintain muscle mass. That muscle is basically our armor against aging. And that brings us to the very peak of our pyramid. And it's arguably the most powerful factor of all, your mind. This quote really says it all. Chronic stress floods your body with the hormone cortisol, and cortisol actively breaks down collagen, shortens your telomeres, and carves lines into your face. So managing your mind isn't some soft skill, it's a core component of managing how you age. And this chart just drives that point home one more time. Remember this. While you can't change that 25% from your genes, you have enormous influence over the 75% that's made up of your lifestyle and mindset. That's where your power is. And these aren't luxuries. They are fundamental practices for a long, healthy, vibrant life. Sleep, in particular, is when your body does its most important repair work. It's the ultimate deposit into your cellular bank account. So here's the big takeaway. By fueling your body, protecting your skin, moving with joy, and mastering your mind, you become an active participant in how gracefully you live your life. Thank you for being with us until the end of this video. Please be sure to subscribe to the What Does Science Say channel and give us energy with your likes and comments. Share your comments with us and send the video to your loved ones so that others can also use it.